Hey, welcome back to coolmom.com. I found some stand-up in the vault from before the pandemic, 2019, actually, well, a little bit before. In this, I'm talking about having gone on Beat Bobby Flay, about my relationship with my husband and even with his ex-wife and cooking and all kinds of stuff. I was a little hesitant to show it because I'm like, oh, I'm talking about a relationship and a person who are no longer alive. But they still exist here, and you know, also I want to say to all the widows and divorced ladies out there, you know, just because somebody is no longer presently in your life doesn't mean they weren't once very important. It can be very complicated sometimes, grief, you know. There's obviously good and bad in a relationship, good and bad in how I was in the relationship, and it was interesting to watch it. But I did think, oh, I look good in that all black tank top. I gotta remember that outfit. And of course, I was very nice to remember my husband being supportive of me performing. And a little behind the scenes on Beat Bobby Flay.
I gotta be honest, weddings are ruined for me. I've been with my husband for 14 years. So here's me at a wedding. Yeah, full of promise. You two against the world. Enjoy sharing a bathroom together. Forever. And you know, I wanted to get married. I wanted to have children. I thought that at some point, somebody other than my mother should be my emergency contact. I mean, have you ever, you know, like, that's a big deal in a relationship, right? Like, you guys have really arrived when you're each other's emergency contact. You know, it's like, doctor's office, I'm in the new glow of a relationship. Oh, I gotta fill that form out. Like, is it too soon? Can I put Derek down? Is it too soon? One time I had a boyfriend, and pretty early on, he said, I was thinking of putting you as my emergency contact. I was like, oh, you just come over here and address me right now. I was fine with it until about a year later, after we'd broken up. I get woken up at 2 in the morning. Like, Spencer's in the hospital. Call that fucking bank teller who's boning now. I don't care. I had a Food Network show called Daphne Dishes. Yeah. Thank you very much. And my husband is actually a legitimate known chef, Mark Peel, and he's right here. But I got the show because always the kind of the joke was that I actually did most of the cooking, and I really do. We've owned restaurants, but I do cook a lot at home. I love to cook. It costs less. It's healthier, and I don't have to wear pants. You know, I enjoy that. I enjoy giving my husband a little bare ass in the kitchen. Although I have to let him know I'm doing it, because he's very nice, but he's also very ADD. So it'll be something like this. Sweetie, could you put your phone down for a second? Okay, you looking up? Okay, bare ass. As a basic cable culinary professional, I've been asked to be on the Beat Bobby Flay show. I don't know if you guys know that show, but you know, you do a 1 round, 20-minute competition against another chef with a secret ingredient, and then if you win that, you go against Bobby Flay using one of your signature dishes. And when I have, they're really picky at the Food Network about, like, there's no like organic thing that's made. Like, oh, I just want to make this and I can make this. Like, you've got to run stuff back to network heads. I get notes like, no, nobody downloads soup recipes. People download chicken. Can I do chicken? Yeah, okay, I'll do chicken. So I'm talking to the Beat Bobby people, and I said, oh, I'd love to make my orange chicken that won't kill you. And I call it that because everybody knows the orange chicken from Panda Express, right? It's that deep fried chicken parts, and it has this sweet sauce that is the consistency of Vaseline. So I make what I thought was, you know, kind of a good, healthy version of it. But then the Bobby Flay people came back and said, oh, it's the end of the season and we've had too much chicken. So now my chicken has become a Cuban sandwich. So I want to get on the show. So I'm talking to the producers and they're like, so you made Cuban sandwiches before? Oh, yes, like all the time. And what really, what sets your Cuban sandwich apart? It's the pickles. I do a sweet pickle. And what else? It's like a tomato-y, bacon-y thing. Something. It's gonna be good. And tell us the story of how you serve this. Well, at this point, I'm doing such a good job, I actually believe it. Well, it's al fresco on my back patio with a dry, crisp rosé. No, big party? No, not a big party. Maybe just like 6 good friends. That kind of thing. Anyway, I get off and I'm like telling my kids like all about this recipe I supposedly have. But anyway, so a lot of people think that my husband, he must like write all my recipes, which is not true. I mean, I've definitely gleaned a lot of knowledge from him. But when I told him I was going to be on this show, he said, well, you're not exactly Daniel Boulud. So I was like, okay. So who did I ask to help me develop my signature recipe? His ex-wife, Nancy Silverton, who's also on the show. And it's great. we're totally friends, and I really love her. She was great. So I called her up and I was like, oh, the old man's throwing me some shade. You're gonna help me with this recipe. She's like, oh, so in. And it's great. She really helped me figure out like a good marinade, some good technique. And she said, back when they were together, he wasn't looking at his phone all the time. It was a fax machine. So I can't tell you by contractual obligation if I beat Bobby Flay, but I will tell you this. The hot dads at school love my Cuban sandwich. Thank you.